Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. You know what today is. It is Poetry Friday, and I have 3 good ones for you today. Yesterday was my 500th book, and we celebrated with the I Promise book from LeBron James, and today we are just heading right out to 501, 502, and 503. So, we have poetry book by Wingless Dreamer, Father and I, A Toast to Fatherhood. And we also have Poems and Micro Stories, Despair, Spare Me Not by Katrina Lipolis. And the third one is Poems of Love and Relationships Because She Decided to Love by Katrina A. McGain. And of course, we have little board Debbie with me tonight. We're all ready to go. The first one is by Dylan Welsh. Happy Father's Day. My father has dementia. He smokes with my uncle 3 times a day. Green leaf falling through hands like sand counting sailboats at sundown. Sweet embers burning on the edge of the horizon. A moment of nothingness, stoppage of color and silence, coal black into ash, the foam of waves, white as his flag. My father has dementia. So good, I'm gonna do it twice. He smoked with my uncle 3 times a day. Green leaf falling through hands like sand, counting sailboats at sundown. Sweet embers burning on the edge of the horizon. A moment of nothingness, stoppage of color and silence, cold black into ash. The foam of waves, white as his flag. Dylan Welsh. Dylan Welsh is a student at Bowdoin College who is majoring in English. He is the co-editor of Bowdoin's literary magazine, The Quill, and host of Mike Nights at Coffee Shop in Brunswick, Maine. He is only a poet when he is writing. All the other time, he'd like to assume that his poems are writing themselves in some unknown place. One of his favorite poets is Frank O'Hara and would love to live in New York one day. Happy Father's Day, Dylan Welsh. And this comes to you by Poetry Book by Wingless Dreamer, Father and I, A Toast to Fatherhood. Our second book is Poems and Micro Stories, Despair, Spare Me Not by Katrina Lipolis. And I'll open it out so you can see the whole thing. Taste, oh, woe is me, this bitterness and cold. Darkness is my friend. In a time I can't control, sweet and savory, I taste the bitter fruit, common approach of the deepened root, leave me to be vile and insolent fool. You've created this savage. My heart was your tool. Taste. Broken. You think me sad. You think me crazy. No words spilled from my tongue to cause this frenzy. Clouds are my dreams. Bliss is ignorant. Unlike the poisonous white oleander, you cause me to be belligerent. Broken. Matrimony. Till death do us part, they say. In sickness and in health, they say. For richer or for poorer, they say. Will you follow those rules? Am I worthy of your loyalty? Can you be trusted? It is scary to stand at the altar, thoughts racing through my mind, inquiries rushing, crashing my imagination like waves crash onto the shore. My palms are sweaty as my nerves take control. Never have I been so sure of leaving as I am now. I push through the doors, running away through the gasping voices. You sigh a breath of relief because you weren't ready, just as suspected. Your heart was unsteady. Matrimony. Deleted. The pitter-patter of his feet as he paced the floor sent shivers down my spine. The anxiety built within me as I awaited his reply. The echo of, "I want a divorce," rang in his ears. His nonchalant character brought me to tears. Where did we go wrong? Who is to blame? No hint was given. Not even a teensy morsel was dropped. Shock, anger, confusion caused the dizziness in my head. Is this really the end of us? The end of an era that I shall never get back? We tried, and we worked hard. We shed our tears, and we counted the stars. It doesn't matter anymore. None of it makes a difference. We're finished. We're over, kaput, null and void, deleted. Ooh. You or me, tit for tat, this or that, squabble or spat, gun or bat, love or hate, forge or wait. I'm the worm and you're the bait. Dare to dream or care to scream. This love is empty, no room to gleam. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You want the truth? Nah. How about a lie? You can't handle it. You won't even look me in the eye. You or me. New snack. You're like a spider spinning in a web of deceit, searching for your next innocent prey, dragging them into our dysfunctional life. Polygamy? No. Monogamy? Yes. I want you and only you, but you want me and your cake too. I can't take any more. I won't take any more. Love me or leave me. Make me or break me. Enjoy your new dessert. I won't participate. I'm moving on. I'm overbaked. Two more. For keeps, tender mercies is what you give me. A sensitive longing is what I bring you. A sincere romance is what you want. A lasting lust is what I crave. Sweet surrender of our soul's unrest. gentle touches by your hands as they caress. Hold me tight and don't let go. I'll keep you within, not one to display you for show. Lift me higher before I drown. I want this love never to touch the ground. For keeps. Gone for good. Daniel, you're in denial. You can't win her back. She won't believe you. You can't tease her. You failed to please her. Tragedy struck. You're out of luck. Can't underestimate the world. All has furled. All has furled. The stitches have broken. No more strings attached. Her heart was broken. She moved on. You've lost her. She's come unlatched. And that's it for this book, boys and girls. We're going to move on to the next one. And this is Poets and Micro Stories. Despair, Spare Me Not. Katrina Lapolis. Let me read the back for you. Life hands us lemons, and some say to make lemonade. But what if you don't have it in you to create a delicious beverage from said lemons? Perhaps the darkness that surrounds us is so overwhelming that it is simply too hard to step into the light at the end of the tunnel. Despair, Spare Me Not, are poems and short stories that take a stroll through the scary forest of depression, inching closer and closer to the happy ending that seems too far out of reach. Katrina R. Lapolis, the author of The Way We Fall, Love Amid the Trellises, and The Moon Is Ours, Dance Among the Stars, introduces her third book of poetry, Despair, Spare Me Not, filled with poetry and micro stories that capture the essence of true loneliness. This book is sure to intrigue even the most skeptical of readers. And number 3. Because She Decided to Love, Poems of Love and Relationships, Katrina A. McCann, sorry. And this is the back. Loving Me, Personal Poems. Old photo. Time goes by before I think about you. Tucked safely away in my wallet. Lying in a secure place behind who I am. You secretly know your importance in my life. Mounds of plastic reveal my true identity, while I value your faded grayness like a gem. Numbers tell where I live and how to reach me. Receipts show trends of my favorite purchases. None of them can measure the uniqueness of you. Your blackness fades slowly to whiteness over time. Your torn, fragile edges protectively holds its smile. Sadly, the world would never acknowledge your beauty, as your age shows signs of an outdated method. Your value discumberlets the world's currency system. Dirty old money bangs its chest to establish the dominancy. Your bumpy texture attracts unimportant critics. You quietly lie in the deepest, darkest part of my wallet, tenderly preserving the first man I ever loved. As I hold you lovingly in my fingertips, I begin to reminisce. The memory you hold so dearly was once in my life. Memory and I grew together and always put each other first. Tears flow from my eyes as I count the years gone by. Magically, you released his famous words for me. Who loves you, baby? In Daddy's voice. Black and white have never been so colorful. Old photo. Before Mama came home, I should have known trouble was in the distance when the sky rumbled. I one-upped my sisters with the best prank ever last week. Before Mama came home, I stood by the window, oblivious to the games my sisters began to play. The rain started softly, dampening the pavement, causing small puddles. My smile grew bigger as the lightning danced above our house. Loud cracks of thunder roared through the heavens, causing me to become antsier. Anticipating the end of the storm, I leaped with joy. The pot of gold was mine. The sun started to shine. As the rainbow settled across the beautiful sky, encouraged by my sisters to hurry, I swiftly ran across the field with thoughts of my pot of gold. A few raindrops brushed against my face. As I got closer and closer, I slid directly under the rainbow, one shoe on my foot, the other shoe dangling alongside, shaking off the confusion as laughter grew louder. From amongst my sisters, they laced my shoes together, raced past me to steal one pot of gold before Mama came home. Who am I? Who am I? Who I am. Who am I? Who I am can be described in 5 simple words. An emotional walking time bomb. I tap into every single emotion every day. Every single emotion every single day. Disgust is the first emotion of the day because my alarm clock screams at least 3 times before I move. How rude is it to be woken up like that every morning? Disgust doesn't play about our doesn't play about our sleep. As soon as disgust calms down, anger shows its ugly face. I needed to be at work 5 minutes before I set the house alarm. Anger shakes its head at my aggressive driving. I often turn into the parking lot at work on 2 wheels. He should have buckled his seatbelt tighter. Surprise greets me in the hallway as I tiptoe in the building. He honestly can't believe my arrival time again, especially after I told him I was going to do better. Surprise gets tired of fighting with me every day, never taking into consideration I'm tired of fighting too. Now fear is a tricky little guy trying to establish an unwanted place. Every time I thumb him under my desk, he returns even louder and nagging me even more. I squish him with my new shoes and sadness shows up. I didn't have to do fear like that. Is sadness point of view? Fear's funeral will be heard next week in the nearest bathroom. The nerve of sadness to have empathy for Fear's short-lived life. Little does sadness know, happiness is here to dismiss him. I am biased towards happiness because she is a girl. We work together, dance together, drink coffee together. Happiness laughs at all my jokes, even the ones others don't see as humorous, gracefully staying with me all day and brightening my nights. Finally, I escort the queen to bed with a smile. I am so proud of happiness for her day's work. I wasn't kidding when I said at the end of every single day, who I am can be described in 5 simple words. An emotional walking time bomb. My blemished past. Fueled by self-gratification, my blemished past resurfaces, no longer able to find the old me. Stumped by the newness, redemption is sought elsewhere. The new old me confuses my blemished past. My blemished past. Harmless lies. Last one, boys and girls. The only time I thought it was right to lie was, I told my son that Santa Claus was real. I looked into those beautiful brown eyes and created the best childhood he could ever ask. Getting stuck in the crawl space or sliding in mud in my PJs, neither mattered as long as I pulled off the perfect Christmas lie. Because the Santa Claus lie was going so good, I decided to lie about the tooth fairy too. Those beautiful brown eyes tricked me again, and I found yet another way to make the best childhood better. I would sneak into his room like a ninja with $2 in hand, hide the money and sneak out like Spider-Man. I was never there, acknowledging the fact that I was killing parenthood. My next lie was the Easter Bunny, because my son was too smart for his own good. He questioned the logic behind Bunny bringing Easter eggs. He asked if he could see Santa Claus and Tooth Fairy the next time. My late night character changing activities were in jeopardy. One tragic night when I was sleeping really hard, I forgot I was supposed to become the Tooth Fairy. I snuck into his room a day before to slide the $2 under the pillow. My son caught my hand and screamed, "Ah!" Cold burst like a deer caught in headlights. I did the only thing I could think after all the lies. Lie even more, and his childhood was never the same. Harmless lies. Boys and girls, those are our 3 books for tonight. I chose these 3 books specially for tonight because they are my 3 books to start 501, 502, and 503. These 3 books. So we just celebrated, but I wanted to give you something special tonight on Poetry Friday. Now, boys and girls, I do not own the rights to any of these 3 books or any of the books that I read to you, but I am sharing storytelling magic with beautiful poetry on Friday nights. And thank you so much for giving me the chance to share poetry with you, because my love of poetry is really starting to shine through. I used to write poetry when I was much younger, and now this takes me right back. So soothing, so comforting, and so much of what is needed right now that I had to share these with you. I hope you love them as much as I did, and I hope you get to share them with family and friends because they are three beautiful books by three talented authors. Boys and girls, it is Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. Little bored Debbie and I were so glad to join you, and we would like to say that we will see you again soon, next Friday, for our next Poetry Fridays. Be good, and always show up in your jammies if you want to jam on Poetry Fridays with us. Bye.